What's up, Kyle?
What's up, man? Back again, back again.
We're keeping it clean today.
Yeah, I'm in the comfort of the inside, so I need to keep it clean anyways. I can't be as vulgar as I
Is
usually
there's
am.
people listening?
Well, they could hear, so it's like be respectful. People that are
I feel so
quiet.
censored. So many things you can't say, you know? The thing that's going around that's like Voldemort now, he who shall not be named. Can't say
Yeah.
bad words.
That's understandable. Let's get it out to the entire masses, not just one genre of people.
Yes. So, today we're going to talk about we each chose a top 5 cartoons or animated, could be TV, could be a movie.
I'm excited about this one.
Yes. And we have very different lists. In fact, I'll be honest with you, I've only heard of half your list.
Yeah, I figured you might not have heard of most of them, so I was like, yeah, this is going to be fun.
And to be clear, like, I can't say this is, like, really my top 5, like, animated movies of all time. I tried to keep it more to mostly, like, TV with mine, because there's just so many things that I love out there that it's kind of hard to really
bring it down to a top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept mine to mostly TV shows that I would watch again. Like not even if I got really bored, just like I have it in my head just to watch it over again. The series just to watch it completely over again, just because it's that good. So that's kind of how I rank these.
I can say that three of my 5 I've seen probably a dozen times in my life. So, but let's go ahead and get started. What's your number 5?
My number 5. Well, okay. I guess if I could put it in a particular order, I would say my number 5 would be Fantastic Max. That would have to be the number 5 right there.
All right. Now I'm pulling up an image of this. I have never seen nor heard of this before.
Yeah, that's my childhood right there.
It looks like a little white baby with a space duck and an alien and a robot, a gay robot.
He's not a gay robot, but he's a robot.
I don't know. He's got a bow tie.
He has a diaper on and everything. He solves crimes and it was just, it had 2 seasons, and it was a very fun show to watch when I was younger. What year did that come out?
I don't know why you asking me. I just got the image.
He was looking. Oh, you just got an image up.
I just tried to show the people what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, if y'all want to look up the year, I'm pretty sure it's in the 90s or something like that. Around it was either that or the Snorks or Max.
Mighty Max.
Mighty Max. Yeah.
Mighty Max I've seen.
Potty.
Mighty Max.
Mighty Max.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And first of all, what's with you and Max's?
Well, it's just really crazy that around that time that's what it came out as. Fantastic Max. Max was just one of those cool white kid names back then. At that time.
That's true.
That's what you have.
There's not a lot of Maxes anymore.
Not anymore. It's for douches now. It's like, oh, you're a Max. Of course you're a douche. So, I didn't have these in any particular order, but now that you've mentioned that, I'm pretty sure I have an order for them now.
Okay. Well, I won't tell Corey Max what you said.
That's Mac.
So what was Fantastic Max about?
It's about this little kid. He would escape out of his crib, and he would go on little adventures with this little imaginary adventures. I would assume like Muppet Baby.
Okay.
And he would go to outer space with this little alien stuffed animal that he would have, and he would all do it before he would have to be back before his mother wakes up to go to work in the morning. So
it's funny. So like looking at this image, you mentioned Snorks. Isn't the stuffed animal what the Snorks look like?
close to it. The snorks had a little snorkel on top of their head, though.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like Chucky Finster and a snork and the robot, like the Scarecrow and the Tin Man had a baby, and put on a bow tie. Like, I guess kind of all over the place. Like the moon smiling at him. It looks fun though. I think for my number 5.
What was your number 5?
I think I have a loose order. I think
you know what else is loose?
The juice. I don't know.
Sometimes when paper's in the wind, you can have loose leaf. So
I don't know where you going.
Nowhere. There you go.
So I went for number 5. I went with Justice League Unlimited, which is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not too recent anymore. I guess it's over 10 years old at this point.
Yeah, they got episodes still coming out though.
No, not Justice League Unlimited. No. You're thinking of Young Justice.
I'm thinking of Young Justice. Oh yeah, you're right.
No, Young Justice I actually love, and it's got things in common with Justice League Unlimited. But Justice, if you've ever liked the comic book, it is the perfect distillation of the Justice League. It's got Kevin Conroy from Batman the Animated Series, still playing Batman all these years. He is the Batman. I don't care about your Christian Bale, Kevin Conroy, all day, every day. But it's just, it's so perfect. There's so many great moments from this series. There's 2 versions of it. There's Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited. Justice League was basically the original Justice League. I mean, their version of the original Justice League. And Justice League Unlimited is like every DC superhero. So there's characters that only people like me know who they are popping out on that show. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's again, it's the people who did Batman the Animated Series and the Superman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond, all that stuff. Bruce Timm is should have basically written the live action DC movies, and but I love the series, and it's the only modern series that I have on here.
Fantastic Max came out in '88.
Okay, it didn't look like it was from the '90s. It looked pretty old.
Yeah.
So you were like 3. You were like 3 when this came out.
Yes. Yeah, I watched it a little later in the years. Oh, do you remember Big O?
Mm-mm.
What about Gigantor? Do you remember Gigantor?
Yes.
I used to watch it every morning. That was my thing. That woke me up, and then VR Troopers came on after that, and then I went to school. Yeah, that was like a ritual. I would make sure I get up early enough before my daddy woke me up and watch Gigantor, and then we are VR Troopers, virtual reality. Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw that either.
Saban's VR Troopers. All right, so number 4. So what I had for number 4, because I think I'm gonna go this route. I think I'm gonna have number 4 as Kenichi, the world's greatest disciple.
Okay, so I'm curious. So, is there multiple versions of this? Because when I googled it, I got Kenichi, the mightiest disciple, and Kenichi, the strongest disciple.
I think it's Kenichi, the mightiest disciple.
Okay, because I didn't know if there was just multiple names. I've never heard this. Obviously, this is an anime.
Yes.
But I don't know anything about it. But nice boobs on the blonde girl.
There's the pervert uncle that's in there as well that likes to take pictures of his niece. I guess I'm pretty sure that's his niece. Yeah. And
they get away with so many things in Japan. So many things.
I don't know what it is, but that they like titties and they like to take pictures of women in panties. Yeah.
Yeah, but your niece, that's kind of, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's very incestual what they do on this show, but nonetheless, it's a really good show. The premise of it is just this kid, he gets picked on, but then he wants to find a dojo that will teach him, how to defend himself. And from then on, he's just a resilient little boy that becomes the mightiest disciple. And he learns all forms of like martial arts, from like Kempo to Judo to Muay Thai, to grappling.
Drunken boxing?
Huh?
Drunken boxing?
Yes, he does some drunken boxing as well. And there's other shows that is on Netflix that portray like other fighting styles as well, like Baki. Baki is one of those shows on Netflix that is a really good show that portrays other types of fighting styles. They also have Muhammad Ali on there. I believe that's the show. There's another one just kind of similar to it. I forget the name of it, but it's on Netflix. Netflix is anime. That's their version of animes, and they do really well with it.
Yeah, Netflix has an insane amount of anime, considering how hard it is to find anything on Netflix.
Yeah, they do a good job. I mean, anything Netflix, I root for Netflix all the way. Like, if I see the Netflix logo on something, and I'm like, oh, you made this Netflix, or you had a hand in this, I know it's gonna be good. Even if the trailer didn't sell it on me, even if I didn't get sold on the trailer, I know it's something gonna be good. I know it's gonna be something good. Just because it's Netflix. Netflix puts their whole ankle, knee, and the kitchen sink into it if they get into it. So I like wherever they go, whatever route they take. All
right, kiss ass.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Give me a special, damn it.
I know where this is going. I played the game. Alright, so for my number 4, I was trying to choose between JLU and this one for, what order. But I had to go with this. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. Because life is like a hurricane, here in Duckburg.
Oh, come on now. Little Ducktales. Okay.
Ducktales. When I was going through this list, like, it just occurred to me, because, like, I don't think about it. Like, when I think about animation, there's so many things that I think about that I love, but DuckTales is kind of like I don't know. It's like the levee that holds it. This metaphor is not going anywhere. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it's the soft. It's the box spring that the bed's on top of. There you go. It's Disney afternoons were the greatest. They were the best. They had the best music, and there's a lot to choose from. When you just Disney afternoon, you got obviously DuckTales, you got Darkwing Duck.
That's my route right there. I prefer to ramp it up a little bit, and a little Darkwing Duck.
There would be no Darkwing Duck without DuckTales. That's the problem.
DuckTales, that's true.
That is true. Tailspin. Honestly, Tailspin was pretty hardcore too. There's a lot of mature stuff going on there. And arguably the one with the best theme song might be Rescue Rangers. It's a toss up between DuckTales and Rescue Rangers.
DuckTales and Rescue Rangers, or Tailspin and Rescue Rangers?
I love Tailspin's theme song, but it's the only one I can't sing because I don't understand the lyrics.
Really? I mean, most of it is just.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's just It's all I can sing for you right now. I could sing either DuckTales, the whole song, or Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
But anyway, I love Tailspin too. But yeah, underneath it all, DuckTales, had one solid movie, and then a couple of like TV movies. Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo Duck, my favorite. I used to draw Gizmo Duck a lot.
I have the Gizmo Duck pop.
Oh, it was wild. I was like, you just gonna roll around on one wheel? This is a lot of balance. That's a good.
Oh, is that where you got your inspiration from for your one-wheeled antics?
Hey, it is not. I actually got it from Ripley's Believe It or Not. This guy used to ride his unicycle on the edge of mountains, and I was like, yes, I want to do something like that. It's really extreme that he took a unicycle.
All right, what's your number 3?
My number three is Flashpoint. Just amazing animated movie, especially Flashpoint Paradox. Flashpoint Paradox. Flash goes back in time and creates a rupture in the space-time continuum, and he goes back in time, and he creates paradox basically, to where now in the world there's a gay Flash, his mama not dead, and it's a whole bunch of other stuff that happens. Batman died, and his daddy. Now his daddy is Batman. It's not actually Bruce Wayne. It's Thomas Wayne who's out there. And Thomas Wayne don't do like Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne used to use karate and everything. Thomas Wayne's like, nah, I'm too old for this. I'm shooting people. So, yeah.
Yeah, I never saw the movie. I didn't like the comic book, so I avoided the movie. But yeah, pretty interesting. I was actually kind of surprised. Like, this is sort of out of your list. This is the one that kind of sticks out a little bit.
Yeah.
What makes you like? So there's a bunch of, these are all in the DC animated movie universe.
Yeah, I love those DC movies.
What puts this one above, like, I don't know, one like I like Justice League Doom, for instance?
Well, this one took me out because it went far from the norm. It's like, they switched up everything, from just like, what if, they took the what ifs, like, what if this would have happened instead of this would have happened? What if this person was this instead of doing this? And which is, I like how it was written, well written. The animation for any of those DC movies, that's the type of animation I like to see. And it had me in tune throughout the entire show, just like on edge, like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? It felt like a actual, like if it was live action. That's kind of how the in tuneness I have whenever, because I don't have much. I don't really stay up above. I don't really stay really that in tune when it's a cartoon. It's just like, oh, okay. But I felt like that with this one. It's like, oh, this could be my top here.
There was another one that I actually bought because Bruce Timm did it. Justice League. I can't. I wish I could remember the name of it. I'm gonna go ahead and Google it on air. Let's see, Justice League. I'm gonna have to cut some of this out. Bruce Timm. Let's see. What was it called? Justice League Fatal 5. Oh, there we go. So let's be it downscale. What did you see? Justice League Gods and Monsters.
Yes. Yeah, I did see that one.
I was just curious because you said you like the alternate universe. That's pretty far into the alternate universe.
I try to catch whatever movie they put out like that. I try to catch all of them, basically, just because I like the animation of it. Because I know it's going to be good. It's going to be like a more of an adult storyline usually.
All right. So, my number 3, I'm pretty sure you've seen Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Keith David as Goliath. It was, I think it was technically part of the Disney Afternoon at one point, but it was a lot more mature.
It's on Disney Plus.
I just found that out today, and I'm kind of sad I don't have Disney Plus. Yeah, I didn't know. When I was Googling images, it tells you in Google where you can find the stuff, and it said Disney Plus streaming. Gargoyles is awesome. It's it's about it's this fantasy world where gargoyles were real creatures that turn to stone in daylight, and 5 of them get trapped underground. Wait, no, it was it in daylight. Somehow,
they turn back to stone in daylight.
Right.
When dawn breaks.
I can't remember how they got trapped, but one way or another they got frozen in stone for like 300, 500 years, something like that. I don't remember, 1,000 years. And they wake up in modern day New York and they have adventures, and there's even a gargoyle dog called Bronx. And it's wonderful. It's got this rich mythology. Great action. The Goliath again is voiced by one of my favorite actors, Keith David. If you ever saw Armageddon, he's the general that says there are a bunch of, I use the word slow people I wouldn't trust with a potato gun. You're not allowed to say that word anymore, and we're trying to keep it PG, but. But I love Gargoyles. It's, in my opinion, one of the best things Disney's ever done. And it's kind of sad. It only lasted like 2.5 seasons. But they did so much in those seasons.
They went far. I enjoyed it. They kept my attention for a very long time. Like, I missed it when it went away. And it was, just like Mummies Alive. You remember Mummies Alive?
That sounds familiar, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, that was one of the shows. I don't know how many seasons it had, but it really got my attention. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they thought about making some new ones, didn't they?
I don't know. These things get tossed around in Hollywood a lot, and just stuff never happens. I'll tell you this. Well, if the Lou Reed disease doesn't destroy Disney, a lot of times what happens, this is what happened with Young Justice. Young Justice went away for I think like 6 years. Like they did 2 seasons and it went away. And the reason it went away because this is an actual term. I don't know if have you ever heard the term toyetic?
No.
Toyetic. Basically it means like how sellable something is as a toy. And the Young Justice, I guess, wasn't toyetic enough. It didn't sell toys, really. I mean, I think they made some, but they just didn't sell. And so the reason Young Justice came back was because they put it on Netflix, and people love that show. So people were downloading it left and right on Netflix. So Warner Brothers was like, oh, okay. I guess people really like this, so let's make a new series, but we're going to take it off of Netflix, and we're going to put it on our app. So what I'm saying is, if Gargoyles was suddenly to start getting, millions of downloads, they would make a new Gargoyles series. So, okay, so you're number 2.
My number 2 is going to be Roroni Kenshin.
Macaroni Kenichi. Okay.
Roroni Kenshin. Roroni Kenshin, Batonsai the Manslayer.
Okay, so what is it? I see very Bleach-looking men.
From Bleach, the show Bleach.
I'll just say it looks kind of like Bleach. I only have one image. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, yeah. He's basically he's a samurai. It's kind of like Samurai Champloo mixed with this other show that I used to watch that's kind of like this, but not like this. And, yeah.
Let's break that down for a second.
It's kind of like this, but not like this.
It's kind of like this other thing that I knew when I was a kid that I'm not going to explain what it is, but it's not really like it.
Yeah. No, not at all. Like, when you put it together, it's something like it, but it's not like it, but it's a show about this dude. They call him Manslayer, but he don't want to be called by that name no more because he's not the guy no more. So he walks around with a reverse blade.
Wait, he's not a guy anymore?
he's not that guy anymore.
He's not that guy. Okay, it's 2020. I thought you said he's not a guy anymore.
It's an old show. It's an old show. They didn't put up with that. But yeah, he walks around with a reverse blade and he just knocks people out instead of like killing people. So he's like a really, really good samurai. And they had these people that took him in, and then it goes from there. He's trying to protect such, and then do all this other stuff. And eventually he's gonna have to kill or something like that. I'm not really sure. I haven't watched the whole thing, but it's really.
This is going swimmingly.
I always get so far on it, and then yeah, I lose out. But I try to finish most of them.
All right, so my number 2 is something you'll know. I mean, whether or not people know it depends on how old they are. Just got re-released. Oh, this is a small image of it, but Transformers the movie.
Oh.
Super influential to people of my generation. It was pretty insane. Transformers, when I was a kid, He-Man was the first big thing when I was a kid. He-Man was massive. Everybody loved it. And then He-Man kind of went away, and that's when Transformers fever came in, and Transformers was massive, and Transformers was the biggest thing in the world. And so they decided to do an animated movie, and still holds up. I've seen this movie so many times. I still own it. Awesome soundtrack. Stan Bush, when he does the touch. I don't know if you know the touch.
Yeah.
You got the touch.
You got the touch.
You got the power. Man, when my holes break loose, I'll be riding the eye of the storm. I'm still into it. And what's crazy about this movie is that, and they didn't realize when they made it, how important Optimus Prime was, but they murder Optimus Prime pretty hard. Let's take a step back. First, Optimus Prime has one of the greatest battles of all time. He just comes out and kills 40 Decepticons in 10 minutes, and then fights Megatron and and beats him half to death. But at the last minute, Megatron shoots him, kills him, and it traumatized an entire generation of children. Messed us up really bad. That was, before your first pet died, you learned about death from Optimus Prime.
It's wild to see death in a cartoon. It seems like it shouldn't happen because it's a cartoon, but when it does, it's oh, he's not coming back. Oh, no.
Well, especially with those cartoons, because, G.I. Joe, they weren't allowed to fire bullets on the cartoon. They fired lasers, but the lasers always missed. They never hit anybody. Same thing with Transformers. They would fire the lasers, but they would never hit them. And in the movie, so many Transformers die.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's my number 2. Still one of the greatest animated films ever.
Goofy movie was pretty good. Have you seen Fifth of the North Star? Just the North Star.
Did you just hit me with a Goofy movie was pretty good?
Yeah.
Didn't a Goofy movie just had their 25th anniversary last week or something?
Did it really?
Or yesterday, something like that. Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
Awesome.
But yeah, I enjoyed a Goofy movie. It's kind of a different direction than what I was going for, though.
That's true. Ain't nobody died in a Goofy movie, but you got the perfect cast.
You got Tevin Campbell playing Powerline. Yeah. What was it, Stand Back or Stand Out? What was the name of the song?
Stand Up.
Was it Stand Up?
I think it was Stand Up.
It was Stand something.
Stand something. Now you made me forget thinking about it.
Alright. So your number 1 is not a Goofy movie, though. Which would have made sense if you had just hit me with that. If you were just yeah, well, Goofy movie was better than Transformers.
I don't make no sense, Papa Bear.
That's alright. I love you anyway. Your number 1 is something called Soul Eater.
Soul Eater, yes. this is something that I can continuously going back and forth to watch just because it's so good. It is basically you got a weapon and you have a weapon and a meister. Some people are weapons and some people are meisters. And the way this is drawn, this is the anime that I love to watch. It's like real bug-eyed, like real gritty from time to time. It gets grimy and dark, and the fighting scenes are just immense fighting scenes. Like they really go at it, and you wonder how they're gonna beat this person, But it's not too long drawn out like Naruto or anything like that. It's just kind of like more precise. Like okay.
First of all, it's Naruto. It's Naruto.
Naruto, oh my god.
Secondly, don't talk bad about Naruto. Don't talk bad about Naruto. That's fine.
I'm not talking bad about it. I'm just saying it's not as long drawn out with all the filler and such. We're not going to do the eye stare for so long.
Oh, whatever. It ain't Dragon Ball.
No, I think they draw out longer than Dragon Ball.
No, nothing's drawn out longer than Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has literal episodes. Dragon Ball has literal episodes, like 3 in a row, every fight, where the two people are just like rehearsing words in their heads, where they're staring at the other person, just thinking about the past. Like, I don't know how many fights you've been in, but the fights I've been in, I don't have time to sit there and think about my childhood when people are swinging on me.
They're thinking in like Mach speeds. That's why they can't.
It don't feel like it. It feels like 3 days. Anyway, but solely to
basically you got to get so many souls. You got to get 100 souls. And you got to get 99 souls and 1 witch soul to become a meister. So, like, they evolve after they get so many souls, and they kill people to get the souls, and they take the souls of the bad people, and then they got to get a witch soul, and they eat that soul, and they become a grand meister, or whatnot, a grand weapon.
Okay.
They become a death site for Lord Death, or whatnot. And Death has a son. And it goes deep. It's a really good anime.
You know what I appreciate about animes like this is they don't make sense, but they have their little world that, like, the rules don't like make any sense to us, but the rules make sense in the world, and so they'll just come up. So like, there's one on Netflix that I saw recently called like. The American name of it is something like, "Is it okay to hit on girls in a dungeon?"
What?
Yeah. No, it's really good, and it's all about they have these dungeons with these video game monsters, and you got to level up and become there's like level 10 and level 12 and all that, and you got to level up, and you live in a house with goddesses and gods, and they improve your stats. Like it's hard to explain. Like I said, like these things. So like you're explaining this to me, and it doesn't really make sense. But it's because in anime, it doesn't have to make sense. Like you have to watch it yourself.
Yeah,
because the rules are very specific, and it's not logical. Like none of it's logical.
Yeah. Also, best anime out there is My Hero. But I didn't put that on the list.
My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
I never seen that one either.
They gave me tears. That just it's so good.
Alright, so my number 1. People don't know what I'm talking about when I say this.
Kirby Superstars. I know already. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what you just said. No, it's called G.I. Joe the Movie. And when I say G.I. Joe the movie, people think I'm talking about Channing Tatum. No. There is 1987, I think, G.I. Joe the movie, starring Don Johnson and Sergeant Slaughter. And this movie, and Burgess Meredith, who was Mickey from Rocky, It's Over, Rock! That guy, he plays Globulus. And it is the most insane film ever. It doesn't make any sense. because you had G.I. Joe, which was like the real American hero, the ultimate American military, versus Cobra, which were, let's be honest, Middle Eastern terrorists for the most part. Like, they didn't like you saying that, but let's be honest, that's what they were.
That's what they were.
But it turns out Cobra was from this other race of beings that have this insect technology. They're from a world called Cobra La. And and this movie is so insane that the opening sequence alone is like the best G.I. Joe. Just like, I don't know if you remember it, but they have this one sequence with no dialogue where it's just the G.I. Joe theme playing, and it's G.I. Joe versus Cobra, and Cobra's trying to blow up the Statue of Liberty, and it's awesome. And in the movie, that's the only sane part of the movie. The rest of the movie is just bizarre and bonkers. And there's a guy named Nemesis Enforcer, who is this like winged dragon dude, and then Pythona, who's like a snake lady, and Cobra Commander, spoilers, turns into a snake by the end of the movie after he grows like 18 eyes. The movie's insane. Oh, and again, World Wrestling Federation star Sergeant Slaughter is a main character in this movie, and I have been quoting this movie for literally 30 years. Like, I still quote it to this day. And when I quote it and somebody recognizes it, it's like, oh, but you know how sometimes you have that when you're a kid where you say something and nobody gets it, and then one kid gets it, it's like, oh, we're best friends now. We're best friends.
Those are good moments.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good moments.
But G.I. Joe the movie, and unfortunately it's not streaming on like Amazon. You gotta, if you have Stars. I don't have Stars. Nobody has Stars. But if you have Stars, you can stream it, or you can buy the Blu-ray. And I might.
Or you can just get you a Fire Stick, and you can get it off the Fire Stick. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, man. He was my favorite around that time.
He ain't in this movie.
He's not.
Why you keep doing this to me, Kyle? Like, I'll say something and just be like, you just be like,
Slaughter had a battle.
Forget what you're talking about. I was just gonna talk about something else.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan is relevant.
Yeah, well, you know what? Beef jerky is delicious.
Well, Slim Jims are better. So.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So those were our top fives. I don't feel like it was your top five at all. You know what I should have made you do? It was
a loose top five.
It was pretty loose, like loose leaf.
Yeah, there you go.
I should have. See, what I should have done was forced you to choose like 80s cartoons.
That was what I should have done. Okay, yeah, I could have did that too.
That would have been a different list, though. That's all right. So check out Soul Eater, and Macaroni Kenichi, and and don't get Lou Reed disease. All right, Kyle. Well, thank you. Yes, this was fun. And where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me at Maniacal Menace on Instagram, maniacalmenace.com, Maniacal Menace Comedy on YouTube, Podbean at the Maniacal Menace. Tell me a joke. The guideline of chasing the dream. There you go.
I assume all this is on maniacalmenace.com, though.
Yes. You can
so that's the easiest way to find all of it.
Yeah, it goes. That'll take you everywhere. Email me if you want to talk. Or not. I don't really. It's weird to get emails from randos, but hey, do what you do. You know?
Yeah. If you're a beautiful woman, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah. I do that too.
All right. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, you're welcome.